Hey there guys, so the last time in Wistoria, we saw that Wignall had a similar past like Will. He was the talentless among other elves, but his sister was a genius and became Magia Vander. So he was also pursuing to become powerful to meet his sister Eleanor, but his lesser talent had made him give up on himself, yet Will puts his faith in him. Knowing Wignall is far from being useless, his own people never trusted him but Will did. That's why Wignall didn't betray Will's trust and breaks through his own limits, and for this achievement, he thanked Will and started respecting him, and together they found 2 fighting princesses on evil sentinel corpses, but girls weren't with them. They were even deeper in floor 11 where they ran into some troublesome guys who want to bring calamity to this world. But thankfully Will and others arrived before that headless guy could have killed them. There his partner sensed Werkner and Edward was approaching, so he decided to retreat. But Headless summoned the evil Grand Duke to kill the kids in his place. Evil Grand Duke is worth 270 credit score. Credit score rule says that a monster worth of 1 credit is equal to a mage with the power of 1000 credit score, which means this monster is on par with the mage who has 270,000 credits. Its breath attack showed it's not to be messed with and Will suggested to retreat at once. It was the best logical option, so everyone followed the idea. There Wignall stops and tried to block the way with his tree magic, yet the Duke tore it apart like a paper, but Will saved Wignall from the Duke's attack and took him back to the safe area. The way got blocked by stones, so Will tells them that the evil Grand Duke monster should have been on floor 25 not on floor 11, and now other monsters have blocked their escape route as well. They can't outrun all of them as these monsters are finding them as per evil Grand Duke's orders. The stampede on the upper floor was also Duke's doing. And Julius was going crazy because they have no way out, they're injured, exhausted, and now they have no hope at all, so Will told them they could only fight and bring down the Duke to escape. Duke has created his domain to order lesser monsters, so if they kill it, the chain of command will also break down, but Julius knew it's more like a suicide. But Wignall believes in Will because he's proven his expertise in the dungeon. Colette did as well, and Shaun also goes along because it's better than doing nothing. Wignall tells Lehana that he let Will touch him, that's the greatest level of trust, so Lehana also agreed as she saw only Will hasn't fallen into despair, plus she trusts Wignall's opinion the most. So she agreed with his plan to fight. Julius couldn't believe they were going alone. So Will tells him he needs Julius the most as he has a key role here, and for that Will would teach him Elfie's ice clone magic. With it they came out to fight the Duke and he kept crushing Julius's ice clone. Even so, Will had taught him Elfie's magic clone technique. With it, even if his ice clone gets destroyed, his chant could still be completed by another ice clone. It's a chain of Julius so he could prepare for a magic barrage. And for once Julius puts his trust in Will and they saw all clones got destroyed, so everyone came out to protect Julius until his chant gets complete. Will tried to slash it from above, but nothing happens to him. Their attacks were meaningless, but still he stayed on the fight to distract it for the time being. With that, spell chant got completed and a huge attack of ice was meant to at least harm it a little, but unfortunately their trump card was blocked. That was to be expected, so now it's come down to the Night Mage Lehana and her close quarter of thunder spell, but the Duke blocked it with a barrier. Those mages must have casted the barrier in advance, so the attack fails and Will and Kiki save Lehana, but one laser gets through and damages the goggles that Elfie had given to Will. Edward and Werkner saw all of this through magic crystal and the 2 major players were down. Lehana was fine as Will covered her, but Will had fallen into despair and Lehana decided to hold the Duke back until they retreat safely. She blames herself for failing to kill the Duke, so she takes it upon herself. And Wignall decided to help her in that. Both goes in to hold back the Duke, and still, it's way too much for them to handle. Shaun understood those 2 are going to die, so they have to run. They will ask Shaun to punch him, because his goggles broke and now he's scared. That pissed Shaun because it was all Will's plan to fight, and now Wignall and Lehana are about to die because of it. Thanks to those punches, Will woke up from fear, and picked up his sword and jumps right into the fight again. Colette tells Shaun that Will is always scared, because, unlike a mage who attacks from afar, he has to get closer to those terrifying monsters. Will is a coward no doubt, because he's scared of running away. But in other words, it's called braveness, and Colette goes off to help Will. Will was still trying to figure out a way to beat this Goliath. But first he has to target its wings to prevent Duke from flying. So with that plan, Will wants to close in, but the attacks were making him scared. But losing someone is even scarier. So he called Colette to help him as Kiki is also out. There another barrage of attack comes his way and Will leaves his sword and jumped higher. Colette knew what his plan was. So she cast the spell to create a big sword for Will, and with that he did cut out one wing of Duke, so Shan also joins them with his guardian. While dodging the attacks, he casted one of the most powerful fire spell to obliterate the Duke from up close. Everyone thought that's it, but unfortunately even that was rendered useless. Duke was still fine to fight off and even endured the advanced spell up close. Neither a wand nor a sword was proving to be useful, but there are crystal drops at Will and the one who threw it was Rosti. It's to make him remember it's wand and sword, and we saw many past scenes of Elfie. But another one is where a mother separated her child knowing that wand and sword will come together. Will got that it's wand and sword together, so he tells Shan about it, and Shan understood and fires his spell on him. Will took that fire on himself, and that fire got absorbed into his sword. Everyone who witnessed couldn't believe what they just saw, and Will felt the power surging through him. And with that he released fully charged attack piercing through Duke's laser attack to cut him down in half. So if you believe in me or not. But this anime is going to blow your mind as the story progresses even further. Every character had a mind-blowing backstory of their own. And storyline itself will make you excited to watch it further till the end. That's why subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to watch the last episode of Season 1 and the upcoming season as well. And if you truly love the anime, then please like the video to support me. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, take care.